Okay, hello. Today I'm here to do a reading. I'm feeling, please don't stop the music. To be honest with you, my intention is toward reggae music, conscious music, that branch of music, that branch of musicians. Because I realized that there's something going on within that realm, okay, of music, and I don't like what's going on because the lyrical content of the reggae and conscious industry, or the movement, is positive. It's lyrics that the world needs to hear or need to hear. Okay, it's food for the soul. All right, and it's like the foundation of being. The soul is the foundation of one's being. So if the soul is not being nourished with good food, then it's going to be an unhealthy soul. And this is where conscious musicians, reggae musicians, come into the scene in the grand scheme of things, because reggae music is listened to in places that are not even English speaking countries, and probably places like Japan and what's that place called, man? There's another place, I can't remember. Is it Belgium and France and all these people? They're singing reggae music. They feel the reggae vibration because consciousness resonates with everyone, even people who don't want to hear it. They can't help but see the sense in what is being spoken. So the fact that reggae music is so loved in these countries by people who do not even know how to speak English, it shows how powerful it is, because music itself is a vibration. You see, it's energy. For example, rock music carry one energy. It depends on your mood. You know what I'm saying? Rock music, if you listen to rock music and you listen to reggae music, it's two completely different energies. You listen to classical music, you listen to soca music, it's two completely different energies. So reggae music cannot exit from the scene. Well, I would like it not to, and I'm sure there's many people out there who feel the same way. However, there needs to be a revival, okay? And I think that it starts with the musicians themselves, those who produce the music, the writers, the people who design the beats, and it's a team effort, and that's where it starts. You guys have to produce the music for us to learn from, enjoy, listen to, dance to, bring our souls back to life again. All right, so it's a mode of connectivity to truth, connectivity to humanity, connectivity to our authentic self. All right, and the world simply cannot and should not be deprived of this. All right, we all, almost everybody, loves reggae music. We love the beats, we love the words, we love the way that the singers express their words, the melody, you know what I'm saying, and we appreciate you. However, I know that in recent times we've been through a whole lot, okay? Because everybody's going through their own personal struggles, okay? Even musicians are subject to personal struggles as well. And with the world and the state of the world right now, with the pandemic, we got like politics, we have bad friendships, bad management, getting in entanglements with the establishments that you work for, or the groups that you work with. I know that there's a lot of elements that may discourage you as a musician to get into that spiritual vibration where you can produce like you were created to. Okay. And I think that that's part of the problem why reggae music isn't having the kind of effect that it once did. Now, another element that I would like to look at is the fact that, say, 10, 15, 20 years ago, the era that we were living in, the circumstances that we were living in socially and societally, there were different conditions. Our challenges were different, and the musics that were coming out at that time were perfect for that time. Okay. Now, clearly, we have slipped into a new age, and I feel that perhaps some of the musicians are missing the fact that we're in a new age, we're in a new era, and it's time for the music to be directed at our current circumstances, dealing with our current challenges. Okay, there is a wide range of topics out there that need to be addressed, and if you're looking for inspiration, if you're lacking inspiration, then there's a lot of inspiration out there if you would just look. Now, I created a deck that's geared towards helping to identify the problems that are present, that are affecting the quality of reggae or conscious music that is coming out now. I intend for this reading to be helpful to those who still love reggae music, who still want to be a part of the reggae fraternity, a part of contribute to the conscious fraternity or the conscious realm musically. Yeah. So if you're interested still and you have been feeling unmotivated lately or demotivated, I don't know which one of those words are correct because English is just weird, then hopefully you can find some wisdom in this reading to help to get you back on that path to doing what you love, doing what you were created to do. I hope that you realize that being a writer, being a musician, whether you make beats or you write beats or you sing the lyrics, that you have a very important role, you have a very powerful role in the directing of humanity, the directing of the human soul. Okay? And I hope that you will appreciate that and want to do your very best whenever you do decide to step forward to produce something or bring something into existence. So, having said that, I would like to ask the Most High to step in and take over this reading for us to be uplifted and put back on the right track, bring back joy into our hearts and wisdom to our minds and to our souls, food for our soul. Okay? There's always money to be made, always work to do when it comes to humanity, because it shifts so much. It's always changing, so it always needs to be addressed to kind of, you're like shepherds, let's put it like that. You're like shepherds. You're trying to get the sheep to come into order. Okay, your job is to get the sheep, bring the sheep back in order. I mean, there's all types of music out there and everybody's free to choose what they want to choose. Okay, because I love a little bit of naughty music sometimes too, but all play and no work, it make Jack a stupid boy. All work and no play, it make Jack a dull boy. So life is about balance. So there's a lot of play out there, but the seriousness, the real substance that we need for our soul is a little bit on the skimpy side. So yeah, we're gonna attempt to bring you back to your center, bring you back to balance, so that you can get inspiration once again, so that you can produce once again, so that we can enjoy and learn from what the Most High has put into you to share with us. Yeah. So that is the objective of this here reading. So I know that from a spiritual perspective, like I said, we all have our personal problems, and the first thing to do would be to get you back in a good place personally before you can start to address the musical side of things. But look at the magic. If you're going through struggles right now, those same struggles that you're going through will make beautiful songs. So your job is to survive through these struggles. Learn that you can through these struggles and put it in writing, put it in rhyme, so that other people can learn from these struggles. Because believe it or not, a lot of us suffer through the same circumstances. Different faces, same shit. Okay? And by one person going through it and sharing it with others, it helps to eliminate people going through the same thing over and over, so we can actually progress and move on to learning other things in life. Okay, so in essence, you are the forerunners in a lot of the cases. All right, conscious music. What do we, the masses, need to be made conscious of? What are you currently being made conscious of? You see, whatever you're being made conscious of, that's one inspiration for you to share with this world. Because whether you're up high or you're down low, there are lessons in there. There's music in there. There's art. There's poetry. Just put your soul into it, you know? Share with the world. So Most High, based upon what we're trying to achieve here today, what do these people of the reggae and conscious community need to know to help to get them back on track to loving the music again, loving life again, loving people again, you know, having the grace to deal with not so nice people, not so nice conditions, stuff like that? What do they need to know to get back on the path to producing great music, responsible music, invaluable music, timeless music? Please and thank you. So where do we find this now? Okay, let's begin. And then we're gonna finish off with messages from the actual deck for literary arts. I've been thinking about doing this for many years now, but I guess nothing happens before its appointed time. Because I see this problem, I saw this problem a long time ago, and it breaks my heart, you know, because consciousness on the list of priority should be way up here. Because if the mind isn't right, nothing else goes right. The whole society falls apart, and that's how important you are. That's why you're fought against as well, because we live in a society that's kind of run by people who do not want that. So you are automatically the opposition to such people. But when God says yes, nobody can say no. So let's see what God needs you to know. Ooh, protection. Like I said, we live in a society with people who do not want that type of music out there. That's why they fight it so much, okay? They hold it down because it's contrary to what they want. They want people to be destroying themselves from the mental outward. Okay, that's actually what they want, unfortunately. However, creation wasn't made for those types of people alone. Creation was made for those who wish to see people heal, people thrive, people survive, people be happy, people be inspired, people be creative, people living life to the fullest. There's enough space here for all of us. We just have to put in the effort to take what is rightfully ours. And it starts with knowing that we have God's protection. So we need to keep God in mind and put God before us. Okay, because we cannot do it alone, that is for sure. The enemy is very powerful. Put God first for our protection. Protect your passion. Those who I'm talking to, you no doubt have a passion for reggae music. You no doubt have a passion to share with the world, to build, to heal. I know it's liberating because when I sing, when I create something new, because I do music as well, when I create something new, it feels so good. It's like taming or calming a beast within. Okay, so if you truly have a passion for this, I know that it's probably the same for you. And this is why we need to sort our minds out so that we can get back to doing what we love to do. Okay, so protection, passion, tarot card guidance. Okay, so I'm seeking guidance from God through the tarot cards. Okay, so I guess that's what this is talking about. Okay, respect. Yeah, we need to respect it and trust that God truly is communicating with us. This is why I love tarot cards, because it's like emailing God. You get instant answers if you can tune in and connect to the divine. You see, and I use it all the time and it works. So respect, stability. Yes, we're looking for that stability. We're looking for balance. And we're trying to get rid of, says the banishment card, the fall, autumn, fall. We don't want to fall any lower than we have already done, because we know how important we are in the grand scheme of things. We have a job here to do, in spite of whatever challenges may arise. And we have the protection to do it. So God is letting us know that we have the protection. So if fear has been stopping you, you must believe that you are protected. So yeah, so God wants to stop this falling. Banishment and falling. Banishment and falling. Autumn, see the leaves are falling. That's what the autumn is about. In the autumn time, all the leaves, the old leaves fall off the tree so that new ones can emerge. Okay? So God is here to put a stop to it by first letting you know that you are protected. We are protected. So we need to have the confidence in the Most High, not in ourselves. It starts with having confidence in the Most High. We need that superpower to stand against the elements that wish to hold us down. So perhaps some of the mental agitation that you've been going through has been orchestrated by our opposition, those who do not wish to see people come to their senses, those who do not wish to see people rise and thrive. They tend to use our own families to do this. We fight not against flesh and blood, but against wickedness in high and low places. They use our own families to do this. They use our own friends to do this. So sometimes you think a friend is a friend or a family member is a family member, and they're actually not. Because the enemy knows that in order to get to you, they have to use something that you love. Especially if you yourself are too strong for them. You're too wise. You see past the nonsense that they're bringing to you. You see into what they're trying to do to you. They use outside influences that they know you care about, that they know you trust. Unfortunately, it is the truth. It happened to me. So me and my people, we split, but we have since reconciled. So if you have to split with your people for a while so that they can then come to their senses, then unfortunately that is the route that you will have to go. Okay, so in order for you to find yourself, you just may have to lose some people. You have a greater mission than to be playing house with anyone. Your children depend on it. Your generations to come depend on what we're putting out. And generations to come will be affected by what the opposition is putting out. Because the music that they're putting out is not geared towards our spiritual upliftment. It's not geared towards our spiritual maturity at all. And this music is breeding the leaders of tomorrow. And that is the problem. Okay? So even if you put out your music and it's not pushed like how they can push their nonsense, then it's okay, because who is meant to find your music will find your music, will find your inspiration, will find the wisdom that you have to share with the world. And a lot of people listen to the nonsense because they don't know any better, because that's what they're bombarded with on a regular basis. A lot of them don't even know what conscious music sound like. And plus, because of the beats and the energies that they're used to, if they even hear conscious music, they might listen to it and think, oh, that's boring, or that what kind of nonsense is that? That's because they're listening to the beat and comparing it to what they're used to, you see, as opposed to listening to what the singer is actually saying. Yeah. So a lot of them that's being led by the opposition's music. They're doing so because they have no other option. People love music, but if the positive music isn't being put into circulation at all, then they have no choice but to listen to nonsense, whether they want to or not. Sometimes I'll talk to them and they'll say, oh, I'm not even listening to the words, I'm listening to the beat, but the words are still sinking in. And whereas, depending on your maturity level, you're wise enough to know not to listen to the advice that is being given in the music, the younger generation coming up may not be as wise, and they will fall into the spell of whatever they're being programmed to do by the lyrics that are being put forth by the opposition. So we have a responsibility to put conscious music out there so that at least they can balance themselves out, the nonsense with the good sense. But like I said, they're drawn in by the beat and stuff like that. So as I was saying as well, with the era that we're in now, the reggae industry has to, I wouldn't say compete, but the beats that are out there, the flows that the young people are listening to now, you cannot compare that with some of the music, the reggae music, the conscious music from years ago, because like I said, the energy is just completely different. So what we now need to do is adapt without diminishing our principles. We need to adapt, take what is good and leave what is not good. But we need to now bring up our standard so that we can reach the youth where they are. Because if we continue as we are going at the way how we're used to doing it, we will not be able to reach them. The packaging is not appealing to them. Our packaging is not appealing to them, because what they're listening to, what they're used to, is just so different. They're on a different vibration. So what we're gonna have to do is mix a little bit of what they know now with a little bit of what we know is good, if you understand what I'm saying. So if you don't want to follow what they're doing, then you have to create something of your own that is similar but still at peace with your soul. You see? So it sounds like fun to me. It's just a challenge. I love the challenge. I'll be honest with you. It gives us a reason to live again. It gives us a purpose. So just when we thought we were comfortable and our work here is done, no. Next level. I love it. So now it's time for you to tap into your youngster within, tap into the free spirit within you, and create something new, but something that still resonates with your soul. Find the balance between reaching them and being true to who you are. So let's see what else God wants us to know. Insecurity and grief about vanity. We got acceptance. It's bittersweet. We got rejection. Facade. Gossip. Destiny. Creation. Brand new creation. And then we have expansion. And we're gonna be called to persevere. Perseverance. It's a challenge, but we can do it. Perfection. So let me see what God is saying to us with this here. I got the last part of the message. So insecurity, grief, vanity, acceptance. It's bittersweet. Rejection. Facade. We have gossip. Destiny. Creation. Expansion. Perseverance. So what God is saying is that there is some insecurity and there is some grief about the way that things are in the real world, in the material world. So perhaps like not enough money, not enough exposure, not being given fair contracts, not being given opportunities, probably warring with people who are considered to be similar to you because they like to do that start wife. If you and another artist seem to be like on the same level or something, that somehow they end up putting you two against each other in some kind of competition or something. So there's insecurity and there's grief about all these issues that's happening. So it's like the mission isn't fun anymore. The fun has been drained from it. So now the challenges are just too much. Okay, but you've accepted it. You recognize it for what it is and you accept it for what it is, which is good. However, it's bittersweet, the rejection. Okay, so you make peace with it, but it's a facade. You're not actually happy about it. And you shouldn't be, because we have a mission. We have a mission and we're very needed. Okay, we are as valuable and as necessary as anything else out there that anybody else sees as important. Anybody in the listening audience may see as important. Because when you want to shake up your body, there's a musician for that. But when you want to calm your soul and learn something and uplift your spirit, there should be a musician for that. And that's where people like us come in. Okay? But we cannot continue to deliver the message in the style, with the energy that we have, because we're catering to the public. It's like okay, if you're a let's see, what's a good example, Most High? Let's say mobile phones, for example. Back when mobile phone just came out, it was okay to have a mobile phone that was probably almost as big as this card, putting it by your ear like this. Okay, that was cool, and make it to be about that thick. That was cool. That was okay for that time. But now, the look of mobile phones have changed completely, immensely. So let's say now a company was to now come out with a brick mobile phone, with antennas and all that from like before. How do you think the market would respond to the supplier of these phones? I don't think that there would be many people who would want to walk around with a mobile phone that's that size, and you have to pull up your antenna to receive reception and all them things. Number one, it's not visually appealing. Number two, it is awkward because it takes up a lot of space. It's very heavy. Okay, and perhaps it won't work as well as what we are using now. Okay, so that is the similarity in the situation that we as reggae singers, conscious musicians, are faced with. We are faced with the fact that this is a different time. Music itself has progressed. It has grown. It has mutated into what it is now. And if we're still bringing the same thing from many years ago into this arena now, we'll be kicked out. We won't be taken seriously, and it's only gonna play on our self-esteem, because we know that the lyrical content is great. People need it. It's very necessary, but they're refusing it. Why? Because it doesn't look good. It doesn't taste good, for example. So when I say it doesn't look good, the way that it's presented, it's not catchy. It's not swaggerific. You see? Yeah. You need to step up on the swagger. All right? Package your thing well. Yeah. You need to package it well so that it's first visually appealing, and then it doesn't taste appealing, meaning maybe the way that so look appealing, it could talk about the artists themselves, the way that you choose to dress, what you choose to do with your hair, how do you look when the artists look you up, when the audience look you up, what do they see when they look you up? And then the first thing they'll probably do is hear you. So what do they hear when they hear you? You see, because their minds are programmed to what is current, the styles and the vibes that's current. What are they hearing when they hear you? So you need to come up with your new. You see, so it's a mission. It's a mission for us to keep ourselves current. Okay, we can't be a brick mobile phone in a touchscreen phone, sleek phone era. Okay, so that's what's happening. So now we got gossip, which is talking, and we got destiny, is where we're headed, your fate. Yeah, so we got gossip, destiny, creation. Creation is to start anew. So this is what we need to do now. Start anew so that we can expansion. And then we need to persevere through the hard times, because it will not be an easy task. It's like taking yourselves back to school, taking ourselves back to school. You see, it's like, how do we do this? Okay, so this is where we're at now. So God is saying that we're not so happy with the way that things are, all these elements that we have to fight against. But that's just life. God is giving us new life now. New times, new vibes. So now the mission is to dig within ourselves and see what God has put within us. Because if you're still drawn to the music, if you're still being called to do this, obviously God is gonna put what you need to be relevant and to be a success, because we're doing this on behalf of the Most High. We are the voice of the voiceless. We are the voice of the people. We are the voice of God. We are the voice of good God, not bad God. Because God is the author of good and evil. Some people choose the evil, and that's what's bombarding the earth right now. But we choose the good, and we need to have that balance. So this is why we need to get to work. Okay? So this is what God wants us to know right now. And to persevere through this newness that we're trying to tap into is perfection. It's perfection. Okay? Now, next we have trickery coming. The trickery is regarding impatience. Okay? So the trickery and impatience, isolation. Do not allow yourself to be deceived into thinking that it's an emergency and you have to rush this. Haste makes waste. Masterpieces take time. And we're here to create masterpieces, because I think that if you're going to do something and you're not going to give it your best, it don't make no sense to do it at all. Do not rush it, because you're going to look back and regret. And it will not have the type of effect that it's supposed to have, or that it could have, if you had taken your time and worked with the flow of the Most High. So the trickery that's coming is impatience. You're going to want to do it fast, because you know that something needs to be done. You want to get involved in doing it, but slow down. And that's another thing that leads me into the conversation about time. Time is on our side. Society trains us to believe that we only have 70 or 80 years to live. That is nonsense. Okay? People live until they're 100 and odd. People live till... Only God knows how old these Chinese people up in these mountains and these Indian people up in these mountains are. So please forget your age. Forget all of that and look after yourself. Move it, or else you're going to lose it. If you stay fit, your body will keep working. Keep eating healthy. Keep your stress levels down so that you don't develop like high blood pressure and stuff like that, because allowing your stress levels to go up, it makes the body malfunction, period. So there are elements that you need to do to maintain health and for you to have a long life. So forget how old you are. That is my advice to you. Forget how old you are. Slow your biological clock down and know that you're working with God's timing. Because see, God said the impatience is trickery. Trickery, impatience. Okay? It's a facade. It's not real. So don't fall for that trick. Do not fall for that trick. Because if you're trying to rush to make things happen and it's not the right time to make it happen, when it doesn't happen, you're going to stress yourself. And then you're going to feel isolated. Isolation. You're going to feel isolated. You're going to feel like you're on your own and it don't make no sense that you continue to do this, and what's the point, and all that is not necessary. It's trickery. Slow down. Because some of the best songs, some of the best writings are those that are based on real life. So look at it as living life first. Okay? Because in the past, when you wrote your greatest song, it's because it's things that you've seen, things that you probably experienced, experiences from other people that touched your heart and your soul, and that's what made you write the way you write. That's what made you sing it the way that you sing it. That's what made it feel the way that it felt when we, the audience, received it. You see? So take your time, take your time, take your time. Forget time. Rewrite your own programming, your mental programming. It don't matter if you're 50, 60, 70, 80. Slow down. Slow down and look after yourself. Work with the Most High. Because the next thing that's coming is prayer. So the trickery is impatience. And you're going to feel isolated. So then you need prayer. Prayer. And that will bring an end to it. Because prayer, bringing an end to the trickery, will bring in faith. And when faith comes in, you can get to work. Workaholic. Okay? And then the right people will come. Soulmate. Sometimes the right people is God. So perhaps God just wanted to be you and God alone working on whatever project. You'll know. Your soul will tell you at that time. Okay? The answers will come. So don't give in to this trickery. Don't give in to this trickery. Don't give in to don't be upset with small beginnings. Don't be upset with things not happening as quickly as you want it to. Your intentions are good. God already knows that. But trust that if God delays something, it's because there's something that you need to collect on your way. And it will make you more successful. It will make you more relevant. And you'll be happy that you waited. So be patient. Do what you can do. And what you can't do, you pray and ask the Most High to come in. Alright? Because we are like psychologists. We cannot afford to mess this up. To mess this up is to mess up generations. Mess up people's minds. Okay? Tell half a story. We need to take our job very seriously. Do not rush it. First we have to learn and then we can be teachers. So if God delays something, it's because there's something that you're missing. Something that you need to learn. Something that you need to know. Okay? We're working with God's timing, not man's timing. These people can go away with their lies, their trickery. It's like, how come some people 80 and they still go up a mountain and plant their food and whatnot, and other people are 80 and they can barely walk? It's because of their health. If you take care of your health, then what's gonna make your vehicle break down? Your vehicle won't break down because God provided all the necessary foods and minerals for us to take care of ourselves. So we need to educate ourselves on how to care for ourselves. That's very important, because if the vessel is no good, we can't do any work. So you think that your life is almost ending, but is it really? You're just beginning another chapter. Go with the flow. Let people look at you and not believe how old you are. Let them look at you and not believe what you're achieving at your age. Stand out. Live. Because while you're working on something over here, God is working on something over there that you need to go with this thing over here. You see? So let's see what else God wants us to know. Peace. Peace. encourage change. Health, envy, adversity, judgment, abundance, service, happiness, gratitude. So what this is saying to me is your peace and your courage will bring about change to the health. Not only your physical health, but the social health, your financial health, your mental health, and the health of people around you. It will all change because you choose to have peace. You choose to be at peace with the process, and you choose to have courage that this change will come. So by you being hopeful and faithful and working on what you need to work on, you know that that change will come. You know that a brighter day will come because God said so. Okay, and you're putting in the work. Now, what will happen because you're doing so well in class? You're gonna attract envy and adversity from those who do not wish you well, those who do not wish humanity well. You will attract that negative attention again. Because if you were in this industry before, if you were in the reggae fraternity before, I know that back in the day, you have seen strange things happen after your success in helping to put humanity on a right path. That's just the way it goes. You're a soldier. Okay? You're a spiritual soldier. We are spiritual soldiers. That's what we're here for. Okay? So they fight against us when we're effective in our positive influences, but we don't fight against them when they're effective in their negative influences. But it's okay, because that's the way it's supposed to be. Because we're not here to make people choose what they want to be. We're not here to make people choose the light or the dark. We're just here to level the playing field. We're just here just so you know, there is another side of the coin. Okay? Alright. So you're gonna attract envy and adversity. However, God has a remedy for that. It's called judgment. So this is God protection, like we saw in the first deck. So before we even start the reading, God make you know, first of all, I'm going to protect you. You don't have to wonder how God is going to do it or who God is going to use to do it. Just know that you are protected. Your job or our job is to focus on the work at hand. Keep working. Okay? So once God brings this judgment, you're going to have an abundance of work to do. Service. You're going to have your work to do, and that will bring you happiness and gratitude. Okay? And by you showing this strength, it's going to make your enemies have fear. They're going to be fearful because they know the purpose. They know the purpose, they know the power of what we're doing. And then we have loneliness coming in. Why? Because really and truly, their nonsense cannot compete with consciousness. Yeah. If you were to, or if we were to deliver consciousness in a beautiful package like they deliver their nonsense, they cannot compete. because there's nothing missing. And conscious music will rise again to the top of the charts whether they like it or not. That's 100% true. Yeah, they'll be alone. They'll be alone. They will be in lack. Because we'll be converting souls back to the path of righteousness. But to be honest with you, my thing is, it's neither this nor that. Both things are relevant. Because life is about balance. All things in moderation, mind you. But sex is a part of life. Looking sexy is a part of life. Sometimes you have to bust a gun. You see? Sometimes you have to do something that your soul isn't 100% at peace with, but that's just the way that life goes. So people have a right to sing about the realness that they experience. That's not a problem. The problem comes in when they try to shut us up, so we cannot talk about the beauty in our spiritual journey. Yeah, that's where the problem comes in. It's like, open the gate and get out of my way. Or else God will step in with that judgment for your ass. God will move you for me. So that's what God wants us to know. So let's see what else God wants us to know. Yeah, man. Conscious music. There's nothing to compare to conscious music. Once it's delivered in the right packaging, yeah, there's nothing to compare. Because the soul knows sense when it hears it. Whether it chooses to switch to denial is a different story. Because denial happens quick. But the soul knows sense when it hears it. And everybody has a soul. That's my belief anyway. From you exist, you belong to God. You have no choice. Whether you choose to believe that or not, you did not create yourself, that's for sure. What are you made of? You're made of God's substance. That's what you're made of. Physically and spiritually, you're made of God's substance. So whether you want to believe in God or not, it doesn't change the fact that you are what you are and you belong to who you belong to. It doesn't change the fact. It doesn't change the fact that who is in control, and that is God. And God is the author of good and evil, but God prefers good over evil. Love your brother as you love yourself. The greatest commandment of them all is to love. Because if there was no love, everything would be destroyed. It's because of people like us who still choose to love, people who rate love, why there's still something to celebrate, something to enjoy. Because look at what they do. They put money over everything. The seas would have dried up if it wasn't for people who believe in preserving the oceans. The animals would have been dead in the sea if it wasn't for people who believe in protecting those animals. They would have destroyed the earth. They cut down every tree and everything just for money, for paper, just a piece of paper. Wow. Ugh. They're taking this game way too seriously. Because creation wasn't created by that. The money game is not a natural phenomenon. The money game was invented by these people. You know? Paper. You trade paper for services and paper for actual goods. That's why the system was bartering in the past. Because that is fair trade. But now they've given value to the paper, so now the paper is fair trade. wants us to know. But God is in control of everything and everyone. Okay, God said take this one. Oh God, we got 9 of Wands. That's the wounded warrior. It's like you fought and you fought and you fought. You got damaged. You're bruised, but you know what? You are not giving up. You have your rod in your hand, and you're ready for the next challenge. So that is the beauty of this card. That's exactly where we're at right now. Everybody has gone through their own struggles. We have suffered. We have suffered. We have suffered. We've lost some battles. We've won some battles. But now we're ready to fight and win again. And what are we fighting? Not other people. We're fighting our old selves so that our new selves can emerge. So that we can continue to do the work that we need to do in these times, in this era. We have to move with the times or we'll be left behind. Yeah, so we're tired and we got the death card coming in. The death card talks about change, transforming things. And this is the 10 of Swords. Obviously, that's an ending. That's a permanent ending, never to come back. And we have the 5 of Cups. That talks about sadness. So what are we trying to fight? We're trying to fight off this sadness, this discouragement. Look at his body language. He has his back turned, his head down. And this is what we're fighting. So, okay, because look at the next card to come. The next card to come is the 7 of Wands. If that's not clear enough to you that this is what we're fighting, I'm going to show you how they look together. Okay, hang on. Something else is coming in. This looks like betrayal. This looks like the people who are trying to stop us from moving forward with the truth. That's what it's saying. So that's what we're fighting to change. Or that's what God is fighting to change. So we got the 9 of Wands. That's fighting. And okay, you're going to continue fighting even though you're tired. Fighting to change this betrayal. Being stabbed in the back and being brought to sadness and discouragement. People who are trying to stop us from going to a calmer place, a more peaceful place, because we speak the truth. Six of Cups talking about youth, talk about children. Let me see what the mystery card is. Investment. Investing. What are we investing in? What are they investing in? What are we putting work, time, money into? Okay. So this, okay, so I need to find out who the 9 of Wands is representing then. Because okay, what I'm getting from this is we're fighting to bring a change to the betrayal. Let me show you what this looked like, because this is the story that's coming out. So the 10 of Swords is the betrayal. That's this card. And the betrayal brings us sadness, okay? Now, the sadness, because this here, 6 of Swords, is the card representing going to safety, going to a calmer, more peaceful place. And if you look, there's somebody behind them that's trying to hurt them. So the betrayal, the sadness, and fighting against us moving towards a calmer place. And the next card we have after that is the Ace of Swords, which talks about truth and clarity. So somebody is fighting. I need to find out who the Nine of Wands is representing. Is it representing us? Is it representing God and God's delegates? God that God put to protect us? That's the question. Truth and clarity. Then we got the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, coming next, talks about youth, it talks about the past, possibly. So I need to find out what exactly this is as well. It could possibly be the past. And then we have the Eight of Swords, is being trapped. Okay? So clearly it's being unable to move, being unable to progress. As you can see, she's bound and she's blindfolded, so she can't see and she can't move. So let me see who this is and what the Six of Cups is also representing. And where we can't move to our independence. The King of Pentacles status. If you look at his face, if you can see his face, he's happy. He's an achiever. He's mentally and physically stable. He's financially stable. He's socially stable. Okay, so stability. They're stopping us from going towards this. So this Nine of Wands, though, I need to find out who that is, what that representing. So where do I find the answer for that, please, Most High? Nine of Wands. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. The fact that I was drawn to this deck makes me feel like there's manipulation and magic in the air. So that Nine of Wands is actually representing our enemies. At least they're tired. That's good. Yeah, we tired too. Let's see. Tell me about the Nine of Wands, please. Nine of Wands. Yeah, Nine of Cups. So someone's heart desire, someone's wish. Nine of Wands come out again. King of Swords, bottom of the deck. So the Nine of Wands is clarified by the Nine of Chalices. That's the Nine of Cups. Now see, there's someone looking into this crystal ball here. Trying to see the next move so that they can come rushing in. Knight of Artemis, Knight of Swords. They want to come rushing in so that they can create the same Nine of Wands energy. Look how this man he's tired again. Back to the same energy. So yeah, so basically they're not gonna let us just go through the gates like that. God wants us to know that they're not just gonna let us walk through. Because their heart desire is to keep us feeling like this. Their heart's desire is to keep us in this position and this position. So this is what we're up against. Same thing. Contemplating how do we move forward, not being able to move forward. So that's what we're up against. Let me see what the Six of Cups is representing. Where's the deck? So at the bottom of the deck we have the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Green Man. Yeah, creating conflict regarding our so this is them, King of Swords, and this is us, the King of Pentacles. That's where we want to be. We want to be happy. We want to have our material wealth, our spiritual wealth, our peace of mind. Okay, but what they're trying to do is create conflict. Five of Wands. They're trying to create conflict with magic too. That's why God directed me to this deck. They're using magic, manipulation, lies, black magic, or voodoo, or any of them things. Create conflict for our protection, or from our protection. Keep us away. They're going to try. I'm telling you. They're going to try so that we can stay penniless. Five of Pentacles. We can remain out in the cold and in a state of lack, in a state of discontentment and underachievement. So that's what that is saying. That is saying that the enemy is going to keep on trying to do what they do to stop us from achieving what we hope to achieve, our highest heights. What's new? So I wanted to know what the Six of Cups, what's the Six of Cups representing? Because they're stopping us from going to a place of peace and truth and clarity. Six of Cups. What the hell could that be? So where do we find the answer for the Six of Cups? What is that? I'm hearing brotherhood. Okay, so they're gonna create conflict between us. I intuitively heard brotherhood, kindness, one towards the other. So that's how they're gonna do it, create conflict amongst ourselves. So I guess they will be doing that by telling lies, promoting one person and not promoting the other, create a mood of jealousy, and that's how they're gonna keep us from working with each other. Divide and conquer. Same old method. Let's see, Six of Cups. Yeah, they're gonna stop us from working with each other, because after, if I had read on, maybe I would have gotten that message. But we got the King of Pentacles here, yeah. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which talks about working hard, yeah. And then we have the Four of Cups, which talks about ignoring. And then we have the King of Wands coming, which talk about taking action. So when you put them together, we have a reluctance to work together, to take action. And then we have the Two of Wands that talks about making a decision or choosing a direction, and the direction is choosing to have a give and take. Because if you look at this card, this is the Six of Pentacles. This person is giving to the other person. There is helping, give a helping hand. So they're gonna stop us from working with each other. Let me see what's at the bottom of this deck. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop us from ascending to a higher level of commitment with each other. So that is their trick. Divide and conquer. But God says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So if there's anybody that you know you need to forgive, put the greater good ahead of you if you can, because it's worth waiting for. Okay? Because the mission that we're trying to achieve is worth it. Alright? But make sure you pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. And religious factors, it says your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Now, when it says your love life, it doesn't mean that it's a romantic thing. It simply means love one to another. Love is love. Okay? So, your love life is being influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So, yeah, they're gonna use conflict. Yeah, next we have let your friends help you. So people that you've worked with in the past, perhaps it's gonna be hard to get back into alignment with them because of things that happened, and they're just gonna keep perpetuating that. So you do well to see the nonsense or see the trickery and bypass it so that we can be winners. Okay? So now that you know that the enemy's plan is to stop us from being at peace with each other long enough that we can do the work that God has commanded us to do, we should be able to find some way to bypass it, overcome. So they're using conflict, differences of opinion, anything that they can use to put things that happened in the past, anything that they can use to keep us away from giving a helping hand to the other. That's what they intend to use. Keep us divided, they win. Divide and rule. Divide and conquer. Remember, Jackie O made a song like that. He said, to divide and rule is the whole plan, But I am no fool to let them overcome. 'Cause I and I are kings in this jungle, seated oh so high and so humble. I've seen so many fall, and they stumble along the way. Yeah, man, we need it. Reggae music to the world. Conscious music to the world. So let's see what God wants to share with us from this deck that's intended to address business head on. Let's see. Okay, we're going to look at you, because I want to know why you're going on like that. So first, let's look at this. Expand your lyrical content, conversation. So there's some great advice. And what I was thinking about when I designed this card is, if you're lacking inspiration, what you can do is watch a movie, analyze it from a moral perspective or from your own perspective, and bam, you have a song. You have lyrics. Now it's just to find out how to express those lyrics in a way that even the younger generation will listen to your tune and be like, what? That was good, man. I don't know how they say it nowadays. They kind of say sometimes, that's sick, bruv. Something like that. But These are the people that's gonna be taking care of the earth tomorrow. So these are the people that we need to reach. All right, these are the people who need it most. The youngsters, they need it most. Yeah. So we need to expand our lyrical content. So there's nothing wrong with talking about politics. There's nothing wrong with talking about black on black crime, stuff like that. But my idea when I was thinking about this is to address the masses on a personal level. So it's like how to handle relationships, you know, the qualities of maybe a good woman or qualities of a good man. Let's see, what else? The qualities of a good son, qualities of a good sister, you know what I'm saying? Healing your family, write a song about healing families, things that happened in the past, and write a song about forgiveness, like you know, things like that. I hope that made sense to you. And yes, expand your lyrical content. Okay, so we already talked about the government. We already talked about you know, all the stuff that we talked about before. Now there's so many other issues present in the world today. We need to talk about them, but we need to present them in style. All right, we need to make them swaggerific. We need to grab their ears. So whatever you end up making your masterpiece to be, should actually grab their ears. They have to stop and listen, like, who's that? That's what we're after. So what God wants us to know is it takes courage to be original. So this goes back to what I've been saying for the longest while about being, we need a new us. We need to renew ourselves. This is a new era. This is a new time. So we need to come with a new vibe. Okay? We need to be able to sit on the throne next to whoever the youngsters are listening to now. And forget your age. That don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Okay? Forget your age and just connect to your soul. All right? Connect to your youth. Connect like you're connecting to your children. Bring fun into your production. You know? They respond to fun. So we have introduced that new thing in spite of what the critics say. It takes courage to be original. So introduce that new thing in spite of what the critics say. So it's all about new. So this reading is definitely on the right path. New. Next level. New chapter. So we have motivation. Now this is more of a spiritual based thing. It says, what is or has been your motivation? Some people's motivation is the money. Some people's motivation is the fame. Some people's motivation is the desire to change people's lives for the better. Set your intention. Do you intend for the song to make you famous? Do you intend for it to change people's lives? Do you intend for you to get a lot of money from it? Do you intend for all three? Now there's a plan. Yeah. So it says, build it and they will come. Build it and they will come. So don't worry about who doesn't believe in you right now. You need to be the first person to believe in you. So let's start with self. Okay? Build it and they will come. They'll find you. And step out on faith. Step out on faith. So once you've done all the groundwork and you're ready to launch, step out on faith. So that's where you make God know, I'm committing this into your hands. Before you even start to do your personal transformation, say, God, I need you to guide me because I'm not sure where you're leading me to, but I trust you and I'm willing to follow. So let's do this. And then When you're finished with your work, you step out on faith. Okay? Because by then you will have been your own biggest critic and your own biggest fan. So be sure if you approve of it before you launch it. Be honest about your work. Don't big up yourself when you don't need to be big up, or when you don't deserve to be big up. And don't minimize your value when you know that you're worth more than what you're giving yourself credit for. Be honest about the quality of your work. Be honest about the power that it could possibly have going out into the world. Okay? Now here's an idea for your music. Share the events of your own spiritual journey in your work, the rises and the falls. Because so many people fall from grace as well. You're not the only one. And if you would be honest about who you are, where you're coming from, how you got back to your place of balance and faith, then you will definitely be touching souls. Because a lot of people can relate. That is for certain. Because you're not the only one who has been losing hope and losing confidence in the way that things are going. Because sometimes it's like you have to ask yourself, well, where is God? But God is always here. But just know that it's an opportunity to learn. These things that's been happening is an opportunity to build our characters, to show us how strong we are, how resilient we are, show us where the weak spots are in our existence. Okay, because with Corona and the lockdown, it's like, how did you survive financially? What did you learn from it? You see, how did it change your life? What could you have done differently? What would you like to implement now, even in the good times, that if something like this should happen again, you and your family will still be okay? So it was an opportunity for us to learn to be resilient, for us to see how strong we are, how adaptable we are to change, things like that. So it's all about how you look at it, perspective. Okay? And God says, write about what you know about. Write about what you know about. So everything that you're seeking for is already within you. It's just for you to bring it out of you. Write about what you know about. If you're not sure about something, go do some research. Research on it so that when you're saying it, you're making sense. You're speaking the truth. You're giving wisdom. Not creating confusion. You see. Oh, and team up with you know who. So who is that person that you should be teaming up with? Make sure that this person share your vision. Make sure that your vision can mesh well together, or else there'll be conflict. Okay? And don't sign no long-term contracts that get you locked in and sucked into people. Merry ye meet and merry ye part. No matter how brief or how long this meeting is meant to be for. Okay? It's time that we get smart about these contract things. So God also wants you to know that you need to create a new sound. That's what I'm talking about. New. Next chapter. Let's go. Let me put a little bit of excitement up in your lifestyle. So, yeah. Sing about what you know about. Okay? And swagger. What is your charisma? Personal swagger. Subtle or loud? You could be subtly swaggerific, or you could be loudly swaggerific. Because some people are just suave and cool. They don't raise their voice, you know what I'm saying? They're not with the hype thing, but the energy that they give off is just so alluring. What's your alluring energy? The last one I'm going to show you, because I have to bring this video to an end, is educate yourself. What do you need to learn? What do you need to learn so that you can go forward with this mission? And okay, let me show you this last one. It says, read and understand contracts before signing. Know your value. Understand contracts before signing. Know your value. Okay? So, that is what I have for you so far. I pray that you found this information here very helpful. Okay? I pray that you have a fun-filled journey going into your new life, going into the future. I look forward to seeing and enjoying the new productions. Remember, don't rush. Don't rush. Okay? Masterpieces take time. Don't rush. And learn how to talk to people. So if you are working with someone and they say, okay, let's do it now, and you feel like you don't want to do it now, if you feel like you're going to answer them in a disrespectful way, because soft words turn away wrath. If you feel like you're going to be disrespectful and create more havoc than you need to, pray before you open your mouth. Say, Most High, please take over this conversation. Take over me, because before you open your mouth and say anything, you pray. Ask God to step in and take over the situation, please. Right? God is waiting for an invitation to start you off on the right path. And whenever you need God, God is ready for your invitation, because a lot of the time God will not intervene unless we invite it. God gave us the gift of life, not for it to control us, but for us to experience it. But we need to not forget that God is there to invite into the situation, and trust God's direction and instruction. Okay? So, all the best. I wish you the very, very best going forward. And the world looks forward to hearing from you. Grab their ear. Let them say, who that? All right. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.